Right, we're in the kitchen at the Pumproom where they're getting ready for opening at some point after the lockdown's all gone away. Lily Stock is the pastry chef, and Lily, what are you making for us today?
So today we're going to make the Distiller's grain loaf, which will be on our bread basket when we open.
Right, okay, great. So what are we doing?
So what you want to do, so in here I've got 250 grams of plain flour, plain strong flour, and 250 grams of granary brown flour. So I'm going to put that into my mixer. And then I've got 15 grams of salt, which is going to go in. And then you want to just mix that together slowly. If you haven't got a mixer, just mix it by hand.
Okay.
And then I've got 250 grams of warm water and 20 grams of fresh yeast. You can use dried yeast, just use half the amount.
And that's warm water, is it?
This is warm water, so just mix that together so it completely dissolves in. And then this is the distiller's grain. So this is malted barley, which is used in the production of the whiskey.
Right, okay.
So that's going to go into the mixer as well.
And is that for flavour or texture, or what's that actually doing in there?
It adds flavour, but it's also so we get to use a unique ingredient that a lot of restaurants won't have because of the distillery.
Right, okay.
So it's really good to get it into our menu when we can. And then we're going to slowly add the water in. So it takes a few minutes to get the flour to actually mix in with the water. So that's why you just need to keep stirring it around until it's all mixed together. But it should then take 5 to 10 minutes. And again, if you don't have a machine, it will just be doing it by hand.
So Lily, this has been mixing for 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, this is now ready for the next step. So we're just going to put this into a container or a bowl. Cling film it over and then leave it to prove somewhere warm for about an hour till it's doubled in size.
So if you're doing this at home, you just put it in an airing cupboard or leave it on the windowsill? Or?
Yeah, if I'm at home, I put it in my airing cupboard, or if it's a hot day, just in the sun on the windowsill's fine. Yeah, just somewhere it's nice and warm.
Okay.
So we're going to leave it on top of the oven for about an hour.
For about an hour, right? Okay. But through the magic of television, you've got one you prepared earlier.
I have got one I prepared earlier. Yeah. So just push it together, knock all the air out of it. So you don't really want to put much flour down because then you won't be able to roll it, and you'll find that you'll have lots of air holes in it where the dough can't then stick back together properly. So that hasn't stuck to my hands at all. So it's got that, essentially means it's got the right amount of flour and water in it. If you've got too much water, it's going to be really wet and stick to your hands. Or if you've got too much flour, like I said, it's not going to stick together properly.
So Lily, the bread has been sat on there for what, an hour or so?
Yeah, about that. So as you can see, it's doubled in size.
Really has come up, hasn't it?
And a good way to check if it's ready, if you just press it, then the dough bounces back, but still leaves just a slight dent. That's how we want it to be.
Excellent. So that's going in the oven now.
Yep, so we've got our oven set to 210 degrees.
And it's in there for how long?
So we're going to put this in to start with 20 minutes with a little bit of water, just to give it a nice crisp crust. So we'll start with 20 minutes and then we're going to turn the oven down a little bit just to finish it off.
It's quite a flash oven. I haven't got a hose pipe attached to my oven at home, I have to say.
Yeah, just a bit of water in the bottom does the same thing, yeah.
Right, okay. So, and how long for?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Right, back in 20. Lily, so the bread is out.
Yeah,
Looks great.
We did the first 20 minutes and then we did an extra 15 minutes. So it's nice and got a nice crust over the top. And then in here, I've just got some plain water from the tap.
Right.
I'm just going to completely cover it with water. This is going to give it a nice shine all the time and keep that crust really nice and crispy.
And so this is going to go on the tables in the bread baskets.
Yep, this is going to be in the bread basket.
Looking forward to trying something. It smells fabulous. At long last, the waiting is over, Lily. We can have a bit of bread and butter. It smells great. Cooled down a bit now. it's still warm.
Yep, still
See
warm.
the steam rising off it. Here we go then. You see, when you have that in the bread basket at the beginning of the meal, there's a real danger that none of the rest of the meal will get eaten. That's, knockout, absolutely sensational. That's delicious. Yeah. No, it's great. It's lovely and soft. The crust is crusty. Loads of flavour in it. That's a lovely, lovely bit of bread. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.